you guys this evening, as I have the only Elements on air with me for an interview with e-rev TV. Elements, how are you doing today, bud?
Pretty good. How about you, man?
Dude, I am doing pretty good, and I'm like super stoked to finally get a chance to meet you. I know we didn't get too much time to talk before the interview as I was running super late from a meeting, but did you have any questions for me before we get this started here, man?
No, I think we're good to go.
All right. Definitely. So I'm going to start out with probably the toughest question that you're going to answer all day, and that is, what is your favorite kind of ice cream?
My favorite kind? I'm actually not an exciting kind of flavor, just vanilla.
Vanilla? Plain vanilla. I like mint chocolate chip. Elements is going with vanilla. And I've got some more questions here, but if you guys want to join into this, I like to make a lot of my casts based around the community. We are in the Roar Chat, e-rev channel right now, so I'm going to be using a couple questions that are asked live. So when I ask for those, if you have a good question, you can bring that up on there. We'll be more than happy to stream that on the air for you. But let's go to a little bit more serious note, if you don't mind, Elements. What is the first competitive game that you have ever played?
First competitive game I ever played was probably Warcraft 3. I played a lot of random team games, RT, and I got a pretty high ranking. I think I hit top was like 5th rating on US West. I mean, it was only a random team. Solo was a big kind of, I guess, competitive scene, but that was kind of my first initiation into a competitive gaming. Okay.
That's definitely where a lot of people started. I mean, the Warcraft 3 scene was definitely big, even moving into like all of the Dota aspect of it. So, another good question here for you, and this one is, to be at your kind of skill level at one time, I mean, a huge commitment has to be made. I mean, I know when you first started playing League of Legends, how much time did you commit, like, per week then, compared to how much you commit per week now?
Well, I mean, when you start with any game, you're obviously going to be a casual. Depends on, what type of gamer are you. If you're a serious gamer, like WoW people, they raid every day, and that kind of thing, but they're still kind of casual. But I guess I couldn't really say an hour. I don't know how much I spent. Probably too much. At the beginning, I was just playing with my random friends here or there, mostly real-life friends, and then as I got better, I progressively, played with better and better people that I met, so I don't know, probably, I'd say 30 to 40 hours a week.
Okay. And that's what you're, like, how much are you putting in now? Is that where we're at now? Is like 30, 40 hours?
Yeah, I think so. Probably about that, yeah.
Okay. That's definitely exciting.
The website and all that other stuff.
Yeah, man, and it does take commitment to get to this level. So a lot of people are like real casual gamers. They're going to come on 1 to 2 hours a week and expect to get to that level of skill play, and it usually doesn't happen. You have to really be committed to all the aspects of the game and really begin to understand the metagame and stuff like that, which is good because a lot of people I've done so many interviews now. One of the people I interviewed, Surgical, was a big Left 4 Dead player, and he said almost the same thing, and almost felt bad whenever he was talking about how much time he spent, because he like you, says, well, you know what, I started playing with real-life friends, and eventually, out of all of your real-life friends, you guys don't segue into that high-profile skill level, and you end up dropping them along the way. And when I did an interview with him, he was so disappointed about this. Do you still play with your real-life friends, or are you just completely committed to your team now?
Oh, I still play with them. I have a Smurf account, and I get on and I raise their elo for them, and they're happy about that. I probably should be playing with them more than I do. They give me shit sometimes for not playing with them as much, but I guess they understand because it's kind of grown into something more than just playing a game.
All right, and then I know you say you play with like lower elo, your friends and stuff. How much do I have to PayPal you to get you to raise my elo a little bit?
I think Riot is against that kind of thing.
I mean, wink, wink here. I'm not good at winking, so I'm gonna have to cover my hand with one eye and do that so that Riot doesn't notice. I mean, how much? how much do I have to not pay you to get to do that? Yeah, and I understand that. So, what other mobile-based games have you played? I know you said you played Warcraft 3. You got big. Did you get big into Dota? Is that what led into League of Legends? Have you tampered with Han at all?
Yeah, Dota was my definite start. That's when I was playing with my real-life friends a lot, playing Dota.
Okay.
I just played in the pub leagues like TDA and SYN on West. I played some DXD, but I don't think my skill level was good enough to compete with those guys, and I was too casual to deal with all the elitist nature of those guys. They were pretty damn serious about Dota. But, yeah, that's definitely where I started. I tried Han. I did not like it. I thought it was a worse version of Dota. And I thought League of Legends was kind of like a different take on Dota, so I guess I kind of preferred it more.
Okay, yeah, and I dabbled in Han a lot. I actually kind of skipped a lot of the Dota scene. I was really busy in Counter-Strike back when that was big, so you were either FPS or RTS pretty much. There weren't a whole lot of choices of games then compared to now. But I got into Han, and it was the first MOBA game that I played, and I got really big into it, even to the point where I started casting it. And then I played League of Legends for the first time. I'm like, wow, you know what? This 20-minute laning phase just completely ended, and now that long, drawn-out process goes straight to the action. And that's what I was used to, and I'm used to that style of gameplay where you're not sitting there for 20 minutes doing nothing, and you're just right into the action. So that's what League of Legends brings to me, and is that one of the aspects that's drawn you to it as well?
I don't know what drew me to. I think I just quit Dota, and then I got into the beta. I got an email randomly from Riot saying, come join League of Legends beta. And then, I don't know, I just picked it up from there. I fell in love with Gangplank when he first came out, and I played 600 games of him, and that was about it, and I was hooked to the game.
Wow.
I actually did have a main before Season 1.
I'll tell you how I started out playing. I thought I was really good coming from Han, because all my Han friends were talking about how much of a joke League of Legends was, how it was just, so much worse. So, I played Carry Nunu, and I built, nothing but Blood Razors and Phantom Dancers on him. And it worked all the way to, level 7, and then I started sucking really bad. But it worked for a little while, and it was definitely cool, because coming from Han, you're like, oh my god, these skills on this guy is just completely overpowered. I get a slow that I can constantly do. I constantly increase my movement speed and attack speed. Why is this guy not a carry? And then you start to learn the meta game of League of Legends a little bit, and you're like, oh, well, now this role, fits in place, because now I've learned the other 40 champs out there, and I realize that, it's probably not best to carry with Nunu.
Yeah, pretty much.
I've checked out Reign of Elements, and I was pretty excited to see it. It was actually one of the first things I looked at when I started to move into competitive League of Legends and decided that I wanted to widen my view of it. So it's a great source for anybody to go to that really wants to start off and learn what champs you want to become viable with. He has a great tier list on there. So if you're at the point where you're like, well, you know what? I want to decide I want to main a few champions. I want to really practice with ones. And you're like, well, maybe Fiddlesticks isn't the best choice for you to practice with, or you want to commit a lot of time to it. Those tier lists are just so great and so accurate with what you can do with them. I mean, it's a great idea to come and look at those, pick a few champions out of there, and just try your luck with them and see if they work well with your team composition. So what's the plans for Reign of Elements in the future?
I guess the future is to create a community that's, theorycraft based, I'm hoping to eventually get the community involved in my tier lists more so than it is right now. Expand the forums and get the input from people who really want to be a part of creating an ultimate tier list that everyone can agree upon. Mm-hmm. And I guess as I branch out to more games, it could turn into a multi-gaming blog in the future, but I guess that's a little bit too far ahead.
Yeah.
Too far looking into the future.
League of Legends is still new, especially in the competitive aspect, because we're just now being able to get the replays and stuff out, which is going to be the big aspect of broadening people's sight for competitive League of Legends.
Yeah, that's going to be massive.
Because you can only learn...
The replay system already out right now is big, so...
Yeah, absolutely. I'm loving it, if you couldn't tell. I came out and I seen all those ESL replays, and I just, pounded, 8 replays, 8 casts out in one day, so I've been stoked about it. And it's definitely a good opportunity to get some good commentary and some good insight and learning and watching actual matches compared to a lot of streams and stuff, because the matches are where you take things serious no matter what. I mean, you can take scrims to a certain serious point, but the matches are obviously where you definitely bring your A game every time. Would you agree with that?
Oh, for sure. I mean, sometimes in solo queue you're going to get those really try-hard games where it's 42 minutes in and it's, only 15-15, no one's dying, it's just back and forth. And, those are obviously the games where you're like, okay, I'm going 100%. But, I mean, for the most part, it's just going to be random games here or there. You're obviously going to be putting effort in, but it's not going to be that, okay, sit down, headphones on, listening to Ven, everyone, that whole serious, take you put on yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. The one where your phone goes on vibrate, it gets set to the side, you ignore your girlfriend when she calls, those kind of things. Yeah, I've been there before. I've definitely done that many, many times. One thing that you did mention that really caught my attention here was the community aspect of this. I mean, the first thing I have to say is the League of Legends community, compared to a lot of communities I've been involved with, is phenomenal. I mean, never have I seen so many people that are higher tier and higher skill level that are willing to help as much as they do. These streams are so active and everybody's so insightful. And, I mean, it's pretty cool that you can just go onto a stream, get into an IRC, and ask for help. And you got 30 people sitting there saying, hey, this is what you should do. This is how you can get help. You don't see that in a lot of communities and games anymore.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Like, for instance, you go on Own TV, and you're going to see, like, one StarCraft stream, maybe a Dota cast from somewhere, but predominantly it's just League of Legends stream, League of Legends stream, League of Legends stream, and it's just it's really, as you said, it's a good community builder. It's great for people trying to learn, all these high-level players and people who just want to help out. So I'd have to agree, we do have a pretty good community.
Yep. So now on that aspect, let me segue into another thing. I've seen another site doing this already. So like coaching sessions are something that's kind of going out there. So people are looking to. I've seen it done with Counter-Strike. I've seen it done with TF2. ESEA was huge on coaching a while ago. Is that something that you're possibly going to be looking to getting into? Is maybe doing some private one-on-one sessions with people that really genuinely want to learn the game?
Yeah, for sure. I think I actually got something coming up with Gosu. I think it's GosuGamers.net. Kind of building a team around coaching players. So I think that's something we got to look forward to.
All right, and that's just the first step to going to it. And I mean, if you haven't tried any kind of coaching in games, back when I first started playing Counter-Strike, I was very, very low skilled. I started playing for fun. I wanted to get better, and I spent like $160 to get coached by Rambo, who was on Team 3D at the time, and I paid through ESEA, and my game changed drastically. And most people are like, oh, this is a waste of money. I can show you everything. No, an average player can't really bring the attention and plant the seed like a higher tier player is. So, I mean, this guy, Elements, may not be able to explain everything to you in one session or something like that, but he may plant some good seeds on how the metagame works that you can develop to on your own throughout the game. So definitely take advantage of any kind of coaching and stuff like that, because I can tell you from personal experience, it helped me begin my esports career, which has led me to where I am now. I mean, it's something that could definitely work out for you as well. And then any advice that you want to give the viewers on the air here, Elements, or any free tips that you've got?
I guess I should have prepared myself for this one. I guess map awareness is the biggest thing. Lots of times you'll see Ash middle, right, and then you'll say, blah, 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 Malphite Mia, for instance, right? Guy goes, what the hell, why didn't you call it? It's like, well, you really didn't read your chat, and you were pushing your lane, so it's pretty much your own fault. And I believe a lot of people place blame on others. It's easier to blame other players on their team, think, oh, you didn't call Mia. But, I mean, in reality, you should be watching the map anyways. Mia is more of a luxury than something you should be learning from, day one. You should always be checking top lane, bottom lane. Is there two there? Is there two there? Where's their jungler? Does someone have the CV? All those things play into you winning your lane. And if you don't always know where everyone is on the map, then you're going to die. You're going to get ganked. And you can't blame your team for that.
And one thing that helped me when I started into MOBA games, just a little tip that I have here, don't always look at it as a defensive strategy. Look at it as an offensive strategy, too. If you're playing a middle lane or a top lane, scan the map constantly and look for a chance where you can sneak out of your lane and go and get one of those kills, because it happens. I mean, if you're sitting in middle and you see Annie with 3 bars and your middle's like at full health and you can sneak from bottom lane or top lane and get in there and snag that kill, I mean, that's one way to look at it. I mean, a lot of people at a lower tier to a mid tier care a lot about score. If you care about your score, get that offensive map awareness, because in turn, it's the same thing as defensive map awareness, and it'll again help you in the long run.
Well, for sure, that's a good point. For instance, just like Lux, I have a terrible ratio with Lux, but I actually like playing her. It's really fun. If you're bottom lane, you just hit 6, you notice middle's having a little scrimmage, you run up, pop your ulti from like the dragon area, and you get a kill, or you get an assist, and it's really helpful to your whole team. You can just do that. You can just kind of move up halfway through your lane, pop your ultimate, pick up a kill, and it's awesome.
Okay.
Just by having that little bit of map awareness.
Yeah, and one thing is, if you haven't played Han, you haven't played Dota, wards in this game are super cheap, and there's no limit on them. I know in Han and Dota you have a limit of wards per minute, so if you get counter-warded, you're just without line of sight. There's no reason not to ward in this game. It's 75 gold, 3 creep kills, super cheap, go and do it. It's really stupid not to. If I said, hey, let's play Counter-Strike, I'm going to give you this wall hack where you can do this thing and look through the map every so often for a minute, you would definitely do it. Why not do it in League of Legends, right?
Exactly.
So last thing that I want to finish off here with this Elements, any chance that I can get you on to do a cast with me at some time when I get a replay on here so we can get a little bit of the analytical commentary for you as well as my jumpy and exciting attitude?
Yeah, for sure, dude.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely appreciate that. Hey, thanks a lot for your time, and I hope the viewers out here got a good chance to experience, what this guy is like. I mean, he's just an average gamer like you guys. He's spending the time and commitment to go to another level, and it's really cool that we got the chance to talk to him on the show today. So thanks again for joining me. Did you have any parting words for wisdom for anybody here?
Parting words was, again, I should have prepared myself. I don't know. Play Renekton. He's really strong early game. That's about it.
Play Renekton. He's really strong early game. And let me give you a little bit of advice, Elements, and this is coming from a pro here. I would suggest putting a little bit of fudge on your vanilla ice cream. Spice that taste up a little bit, man. Let's get risky with this. Why don't we?
That's true. I should start living life.
Some sprinkles, dude. If you get crazy, throw some sprinkles on that stuff, man. It'll be good, I promise.
Maybe chocolate chips.
Whoa. Let's not try too much at once here, dude. Let's just take it down a notch. Thanks again for joining me. Thanks again for joining me on the show, Elements. Thank you guys for viewing us today. And I hope you like what we've done with e-rev TV. On behalf of e-rev TV, Elements, myself, we are out, ladies and gentlemen. You guys have a great evening.